Welcome back, everybody, to the Crazy Sasquatch Show. Today we're going to cover the last two teams of the AFC West, Kansas City and I want to say San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. It's so hard. I mean, so many teams changed this time. This upcoming year, Raiders changed, Chargers changed. Redskins are going to have a new, not called Redskins, Washington, who knows what. So you're used to calling some teams some different names there, guys. At any rate, Kansas City didn't change. We're going to go over them and then the Chargers. So we have one more episode, or two more episodes to do, I believe, the Indy. What division is it, Brett? The AFC South. We have two more divisions, or two more videos for the AFC South. Texans, Titans, Colts, and Jaguars. And then, guys, we're done with our picks. And we'll do a special episode on the playoffs. We'll go through who we picked to win the playoffs, who get in the super or wild card division. So we'll do a special playoff one, and then who knows? I might do a fantasy league one. Brett's got his own channel, so maybe we'll team together, do a couple of ones over there. He can help me out doing mine. But we definitely want to do a playoff one. See who we think is going to win the Super Bowl this year. And then I said I'd like to do a fantasy league one. We'll see how that pans out. You know, but at any rate, we got two more after this episode. We got two more covering the teams overall with their schedules and their predictions. So with that, we'll get going. I believe Kansas City's right behind me. As you can see, a lot of it's filled out. We've covered 3/4 of the league already. We only got 6 teams to do. So a lot of the wins and losses are already filled out from our previous episodes. As you see, Kansas City's looking pretty good. San Diego, we'll see. Kansas City, not a lot changed. Still got starting quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Just signed a 10-year, $500 million deal. So you got your quarterback for the future for the next 10 years there, guys. He is good. Damian Williams would probably be starting the season, but your draft pick, Hilaire Edwards, I see him being the starter not too much into the season. A little bit more rounded back, bigger guy, I think. I just don't see rookies starting too early in the season with lack of preseason, lack of training camps. So it might take him a little bit longer to learn the playbook for Kansas City. So Damian Williams is probably the starter right off the bat, and then I think as the season goes on, Hilaire Edwards is going to be the starter, probably a top 15 pick, guys. If you're doing your fantasy league, Mahomes, Edwards are going to be some up there in the top couple rounds, probably.
Not if you're doing a salary cap, a draft.
That's true. Mahomes is kind of expensive now to do a salary cap. So that is true. Another weapon, you got Kelsey, another 1 or 2 between Kelsey and being one of the top tight ends in the league. So you got your quarterback, you got your running backs, you got a good tight end, wide receivers, Tyreek Hill, speedy little guy in the backfield, Watkins, pretty well rounded on the offensive side. You were 6th overall last year, not too bad. Defense is maybe this team's Achilles heel. 17th last year. You guys are ranked in defense. I mean, you were 12-4 because of your offense. Scoring, high scoring offense. Defense didn't have to do that much work. Being you're right in the middle of the pack on defense, you could have some teams with a pretty good offense come in there and they got a better defense. Might hurt you this year. We'll see how much that plays out. A good offense could overcome a lot, but if your defense is allowing a lot of points too, that hurts. So, you got anything to say about Kansas City? Last year's Super Bowl champs, they're up here. Everybody's going to become trying to knock you off that pedestal. So, once you win one, guys, you got a target on your back. And there's some teams out there that are going to be good this year. Ravens, New Orleans, just to name a couple that I could see being tough. 49ers going to be tough again. So, with that, we'll get going with the Chiefs, and we'll move on to the LA Chargers, not San Diego. So, like I said, a lot of this is filled out from previous episodes we've done. If you missed some of them, go back, watch them, guys. See what you think. Leave us some comments. If you got an episode we want to, you suggest. We'll go do playoffs. We might do fantasy league, guys. If you got another episode we'd like to do, if you want Sasquatch in here pointing and grunting and picking his favorites. We'll get the Sasquatch in here if you guys want him in here. Let us know in the comments, guys. We'll do a couple months before the season. We got a lot of preseason stuff going to happen. There's some free agents out there. Javon Clowney that may sign here or there. Seattle might change some things, or he may sign who knows where. So things are going to change in the next month or two before season starts there in September. If everything keeps going according to plan and we don't get another COVID outbreak and everything kind of goes out the window again. Hopefully not. At any rate, we'll get going with Kansas City. Houston, you lost your top wide receiver. You brought in Brandon Cooks. Running backs have always been decent here. You still got probably one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league between Mahomes, Jackson for Baltimore, and Watson's right there. So, good quarterback. Your defense, J.J. Watt, some decent defenders. Could be a good game to watch right off the beginning of the season. I just don't know if Houston has enough with a newer running back, newer wide receivers like Brandon Cooks coming over. Not a lot of time to learn their playbook. Kansas City with Houston at home. Start the season. It's going to be the Super Bowl champs. Here they come. It'll be a high emotional game. So, like right off the bat, Kansas City, you got to win.
Houston going to Kansas City. Kansas City lost their number 1 corner in Kendall Fuller. Houston lost their number 1 wide receiver and DeAndre Hopkins. Kansas City also lost a linebacker. And comparing the wide receivers and quarterbacks, Mahomes slightly better than Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson and his receivers. Houston has better receivers. Defense, Houston is a little better defense. Kansas City this year is going to have a better offense. It's going to be a very close game, but Kansas City losing those 2 big guys on their defense, and they're already very bad at running defense, and I think they were 8th in passing defense. Getting rid of your number 1 corner is not going to help that, and a linebacker. So against Houston's very good quarterback and wide receiving core, I think they'll get lost in their first week.
Very well could happen, guys. I said, see what happens here. At the Chargers, we'll cover you guys next. 10-minute Chargers, but Chargers, Phillip Rivers is no longer there. You still got 2 top wide receivers. You lost Gordon, your number 1 running back. You still got Eckler. You got a pretty good defense. I just know between Tyrod Taylor and your rookie, sorry guys, it's my brain. Justin Herbert. Anyway, you got a rookie. He won't be starting this early in the season, I believe not. I said with the lack of training, lack of working together, I can't see any rookies starting this early. I mean, there may be a couple, but to know the speed of the game without preseason games without a lot of practice, learning the playbook. Tyrod Taylor most likely going to be starting this game. Not a bad quarterback, been around for a while with Buffalo and everything. You don't have Gordon. You got Eckler as your main running back. He's going to catch as many passes as runs. So your wide receivers who might make a difference in this game. You got to get a decent tight end, but I think even though you got a pretty good defense, I think Kansas City's just got too much for you to handle. If they do lose this one, they're going to be really upset. I got them winning, but at the same token, and hopefully they're not looking too far ahead. They look too far ahead of the Chargers, they may lose this one. As of right now, I do give them a win. But if they're looking ahead to this opponent here, if their attention's not on Chargers, could be upset, guys.
At Chargers, you may be starting a rookie quarterback. You've lost your number 1 running back to the Broncos. Even though it's at Chargers, I just don't see any way that Kansas City will lose. I probably will give them a 95% chance of winning this one. And I just think it's probably one of the easiest games on their schedule.
It kind of might get quite quick here, guys. Like I said, a lot of it's already filled out because we've covered all these other teams. Cover them real quick. I got them losing to Baltimore. You can watch that episode on Baltimore. I think Baltimore might even have a better defense. I like the way they did with running back. They brought in another younger running back to help out Ingram. Wide receivers, we'll see how it goes there. I like their tight ends. I think Baltimore's got the better defense here, guys. If they can slow down Kansas City's offense, I don't know if Kansas City's defense can stop Baltimore. I give Baltimore the win on this one. It'll be a close game. New England, since we picked these, Cam Newton's since signed. That could change a little bit, but I don't think so. I don't know. New England does have a very good defense, but do they have enough to stop Kansas City? It could be another interesting close game. Raiders, Buffalo, I got being a playoff caliber team this year, but I don't think they're quite up to par with Kansas City yet. I think Josh Allen just has too many incompletions here and there once in a while. Denver will be another tough team, but I can't. They're not this caliber yet. Jets and Carolina, up and coming teams, just not quite ready for this type of Super Bowl type of team quite yet. Bye week, got the Raiders again. Tampa Bay with Tom Brady. This could be an interesting game. I just don't know if Tampa Bay's got the defense to slow down Kansas City. Denver. Brett and I go different ways on this one. It very well could be. Miami, too much of a rebuilding process. New Orleans, guys. New Orleans got a little tougher. If you watch our episode of New Orleans, we got some really good predictions for these guys. We'll see if it comes pan out. But I think with them signing Emmanuel Sanders, you got a legitimate number 2 wide receiver. I think they help themselves out on defense a little bit. New England, Kansas City could be a sign of things to come in the playoffs. Way into the playoffs. Atlanta, they have a tough team, but I don't know if Gurley's going to be healthy at this point in time. His knees will start giving out towards the end of the season. We'll see. And then the Chargers again. Kansas City, if you guys do have this record, you may start setting some of your players just so you don't get them hurt. If you got a bye or first, or a wild card, we'll see when we do Chargers, and we'll let you know how we picked the Broncos and Raiders from last night. But even if you set your players, I think you're going to want to win this game because of some other factors I will go over with it in a little bit. Don't get too lax here. I mean, I think Kansas City's going to want to win this. I think they're going to do just enough to win, even though Chargers can be pretty sneaky at this one. It's at your home. I don't think you're going to lose the last game of the season at home, but we'll see what happens. The rookie quarterback may be playing by this time. We'll see what happens here, but I think pull this one off.
And week 17, another easy win. Chargers don't have enough. They lost their number 1 quarterback. They're starting a rookie, but he's going to be very good right here. Probably he's average to above average by this week. Not 14-2.
Oh, 14-3.
Wait. 1, 2, 3.
All right, Brett's got you one more. Sorry, guys, I can't count. Does that add up? So 14-2, 13-3. What do you know? It almost fills out one team on the other side of the Chargers. But anyway, we'll go into the Chargers a little bit here. Like I said before, covering over here, no more Phillip Rivers, no more Melvin Gordon. Kind of a changing team here, changing your top starters. Tyrod Taylor is probably going to be starting at the beginning of the season. If he struggles, which you're playing some decent teams, you maybe see the rookie Justin a little sooner. Eckler, can he carry the load by himself? I think you're going to need another running back there to help out. I mean, you do have another one on your charts. I just don't know how well he's going to be backing up. Justin Jackson, I believe. This one kind of hurt a little bit. What else happened with Chargers? You still got Hunter Henry. I would pick him up in the draft if you get a chance. I think there might be a lot of dunk passes to him. Decent tight end. Top 10, if not maybe top 6 or 7. Last year, guys, you were 10th in offense. That was with Phillip Rivers and Gordon, even though he held out the first few weeks of the season, I believe. You still were top 10 in offense. You were 6th in total defense. I mean, you guys got a good defense, but you're playing some tough caliber teams in here, guys. Some of these may change a little bit. We got you losing to Miami and the Jets with your top 6 defense. The thing is, you lost a lot of guys on defense, but you brought a lot of new guys back in. We'll see how that kind of pans out. But saying that, I said some of these games here, Jets, Miami, may change a little bit. I guess depending who's playing, rookie, veteran. But I think your running back situation may be the one thing that hurts you a little bit. You got the 2 top wide receivers, or 2 good wide receivers, and pretty good, solid defense. So, but like a lot of teams with good defenses, if your offense can't stay on the field, your defense is going to wear down. You guys were 5-11 last year with a top 6 defense. That's saying something's not quite right on your offense. So we'll get in here. You got anything to say about San Diego before we get going? All right. So watch our previous episodes, guys. I'll touch on these real quick. A lot of them are filled out. You guys win at Cincinnati. Rookie quarterback Burrows might not be ready. Kansas City, we already picked you guys over here to win, or picked you to lose over here, so I've got to mirror image it over there. Carolina, we got you splitting. Teddy Bridgewater, and McCaffrey. Gonna be a tough team there. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, they're gonna be wanting to win. New Orleans, deep into the playoffs, not high, deep into the playoff type of team. Jets and Miami could go any way. Brett's got you winning. I got you losing both, but these are going to be close games. That brings us to Jacksonville. Fournette's, I know, we'll see if Fournette's still there. I know he's not the happiest there, but he's there. You got some decent wide receivers there. You got the Minshew power. Gardner Minshew started the season off really strong, and then it kind of puttered at the end, but we'll see how that plays out. I don't know if Jacksonville's got the defense to stop the Chargers. I know the Chargers most likely have the defense to stop you guys. So I'm sorry for another loss. I really am. But sorry. Not a loss. Jeez. Win. I said I don't think Jacksonville's got the defense to stop you guys. You guys got the defense to stop Jacksonville.
Jacksonville going to Chargers. Jacksonville lost Campbell. I think that's how you pronounce it, on the defensive line. Chargers lost their number 1 running back, but by this time, their rookie quarterback, if they already started him, he's going to be above average quarterback by now. He would have an easy time winning this game for them. Chargers defense, Jacksonville's defense. It was last year's Jacksonville's defense. Even then, even if they had the number 1 defensive line player, Chargers have a better defense. Same with this year, they're going to have a better offense and defense than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So watch yesterday's episode. We kind of go over the Raiders a little bit. Yeah, you can write it in, Bruce. You want to write mine in too. Bye week, much needed bye week. Just changing the quarterback situation here with this. If this is running true, Brett still got you possible with a playoff caliber team. 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, 4 and 5. You're still there. I don't quite have you that high, but I said that could change. I think you're more over on my side. If you got only 2 wins, you're changing quarterbacks. If you got 4 wins and possible playoffs, you might not change quarterbacks at this point in time. So bye week might be a decision factor with quarterbacks and everything. And you got Denver, playoff caliber team, but we both think. Buffalo, I think playoff caliber team. Might be the changing of the guard of Buffalo over New England finally for a long time in that division. New England with Cam Newton. Atlanta, we both got a split decision on this one. It'll be a very fun game to watch. Raiders, that could be a tough team. Carr, Josh Jacobs, decent overall up and coming team. I think they worked in their defense a little bit this year. Going to be pretty tough. Denver, I think another playoff caliber team. Going to have a good defense. Andrew Luck's got another year. Going to have another year under his belt. Some decent wide receivers by now, and the rookie wide receivers are going to be doing good. And then,
what did you say first name?
Drew Luck.
I thought you said Andrew Luck.
Not Andrew Luck. Drew Luck. And then Kansas City guys, down the end of the season, ouch. 13-3, 6-10. So with these records here, we'll go over what we had the Broncos and Raiders picked at. We'll see who's going to win this division, who may slip in as a wild card. What was the record? Give me what was Kansas City's?
14-2. And then for me, 13-3.
What we had for yesterday's Oakland and Raiders.
You both have them at 8-8, and I had both of them at 10-6.
Oh, that's right. Ten and 6. What we have the Chargers at?
You have 13-3. I have 6-10. And you guys put your predictions in the comments below and say if you disagree or agree with us.
Yeah. If we suck, tell us we suck, guys. You know, if we stink this bad, let us know we stink this bad. You know, if you think you're going to change, some things are going to change, let us know. This is a part of the fun of the game. You know, we're all got different opinions on the players and this and that. That makes it fun. When if we all like the same team, it wouldn't be that much fun. We like the same players, liking different players, liking different teams. That just makes the whole fandom, you know, that much fun. When you guys said, "Hey, yeah, we think you're wrong here, but you could be right here. Hey, we agree. Cool. If not, hey, we'll see what happens in the playoffs or when the season starts. Makes it the fun." So, I have Oakland and the Chargers both at 8-8. Brett's got them both at 10 and Oakland and the Broncos. I have Oakland and the Broncos at 8-8. Brett's got them both at 10 and 6. I got the Chargers at 3-13. Brett's got them 6-10. Kansas City, you can see on the board, 13-3, 14-2. So it looks like Kansas City's going to win the division again. Oakland and Broncos. If you guys, I got you at 500 records. Brett, you got 10 and 6. If you guys got the same record, if you watch yesterday's episode, we got you splitting the games. One wins at home, the other one wins away. So I don't know who's going to be at 10 and 6. One of you is going to be a wild card, most likely in the playoffs.
I think two teams in the same division can have two wild cards.
Yeah, he goes by record. Yeah, so could be interesting.
One could have a first round bye, and the other two could be wild cards in the playoffs.
So I get, we'll see what happens there. But Oakland and Denver, 1 or 2 game difference here. One of you most likely is a wild card. One of you might be out. Like I said, with Kansas City's and with that kind of record, most likely might have a first round bye. We'll see what the other division champions look like in this round in a couple days when we do the playoff picture. Chargers, I hate to say it, you're probably not making the playoffs, but so Kansas City, division champs, Broncos and Raiders right there together. One game may decide who makes it and who don't in the playoffs. Chargers, not so much. So that's our predictions for the AFC West. Tomorrow we go into the South. We'll do 2 teams tomorrow, 2 teams again Wednesday, and Thursday or Friday or so we'll do the playoffs, what we predict the playoffs. And then if you guys got any other episodes, you're going to work on some players or one team specific. Brett's been doing some players he likes and don't like on his channel. We can do a combination or whatever. Let us know if you like watching us.
And on my channel, right now I'm doing it's kind of a series of is this quarterback underrated or overrated. So far I've done Aaron Rodgers, Trubisky, and Stafford. I'm mostly going to talk about, I am only going to talk about NFC North on my channel, but I've done Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Trubisky, overrated, underrated. In a few days I'm going to do Kirk Cousins, is he underrated or overrated? And then after that I'm going to do Vikings, Bears, Packers, Lions, and separate videos of are the teams overrated or underrated.
So I can, I'll put one of his channel links into this video in the description, guys, so you can click on his and look at some of his videos. And I said we may do a couple more together, just of other things. I'd like to very much do a fantasy league one of go by team. Is this a fantasy league starter? Where would you pick him at according to their strength of schedule? They're gonna have a tough schedule. That's gonna have an easy schedule. All the factors that go into how you pick your team. How I pick my fantasy starters of what I look for, and everything from schedule to rookie to veteran to switching teams and just a little bit of everything. So, any suggestions? Let us know. Otherwise, the Crazy Sasquatch Show out of the building this time. We'll see you guys tomorrow.